This is exactly right.
We know so much more about our skin than we used to.
And we know how important it is to take care of it with CeraVe.
CeraVe facial cleansers don't strip the skin. They strengthen the skin barrier from day one. I've always used CeraVe.
They have little samples at my dermatologist as I'm leaving, and they don't do that with just anything.
CeraVe is the #1 dermatologist recommended cleanser brand and offers a range of facial cleansers for all skin types. Find yours.
Goodbye. The Hulu original series Furious is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Starring Emmy Rossum as Alice Black, Furious follows a rookie FBI agent on the hunt for Catherine, played by Lola Pettigrew, a mysterious and calculating female serial killer.
While Alice upholds justice, Catherine kills for it, terrorizing the rich and powerful men of New York in her pursuit of vengeance.
With secrets that change everything, Alice discovers there's a thin line between hunter and prey.
Watch the Hulu original series Furious.
Now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
Goodbye. Everyone loves the idea of spending an afternoon curled up with a good book.
Well, grow up, because it's almost impossible.
Luckily, you can take your next great story with you on Audible.
Audible has a massive selection of titles to choose from, including This American Life, new books by Michael Connelly, along with classics from Agatha Christie, and so much more.
Whether you want a mystery, a true crime story, or something completely different, there's always something new to listen to.
New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com/MFM.
Audible, stories that speak to you.
Goodbye. Hello and welcome
to My Favorite Murder.
That's Georgia Hardstark.
That's Karen Kilgariff.
This is the Minisode.
It's the Minisode.
We don't do it this way.
But we're doing it anyway.
Listen, you don't tell us what we do or how we do it.
We just fucking do it.
Can you tell that I blew dry my hair in the car with the windows rolled down today? Because it's so hot in LA.
It's curly. It's cute. Ooh, it's so curly.
I let it curl on up because I was like,
I like it.
I can't get it done.
I like that. Did you tell I didn't wash my hair for fucking days?
Can you tell I'm living on dry shampoo?
You go first.
Okay. I'm not going to read you the subject line of this email, Georgia. I'm just going to start it. And it starts, "Hello, MFM crew, pets included. I wanted to write in for a while, but I didn't have a story that I could tell, mostly because those who told me their stories wouldn't give me permission." Mm-hmm. Fair. Mm-hmm. My dad, now retired from the U.S. government. Don't worry, I'm working on it.
Oh, come on.
Due to my dad's job, my family and I moved around a lot while I was growing up. When I was in high school, we were living in Columbia. Like many 15-year-olds, I was a babysitter at that time for a couple kids that lived in my building. One night, I was babysitting 3 kids and my 2 younger sisters. One of the kids asked me if we could do something fun. The little girl who asked, 9 years old, so classic. Mm-hmm. Can we do something fun?
Fun?
Then asked me in her cute little kid voice if we could call the Jonas Brothers. I let her know that I did not personally know the Jonas Brothers and could not call them, but she insisted. What was I to do? So the kids and I started Googling the Jonas Brothers phone numbers. While I didn't actually expect their numbers to be on the internet, I did think at best we would run into a phone number that fans could call into, which I knew some bands had at one point in time. At the worst, we would prank call somebody, which is also fun. That's when you're getting your babysitter hat on.
Yeah.
But no, Karen and Georgia, neither of these scenarios was what happened next. After 10 to 15 minutes of Googling and finding a fan page with no phone number, we finally found a thread of fan discussions on what I know now to be good old Reddit. There was a listed number where fans call in and leave messages. So I dialed the 10-digit phone number ending in 911. No, it did not ring alarm bells to me, pun intended, that the last 3 digits were 911. However, when the woman on the other end answered the phone saying 911, what's your emergency?
Oh, no.
I knew I made a mistake. So like any kid would, I hung up and told the little girl it was a wrong number and we should go watch a movie instead.
Oops.
Yep. Don't take care of it. Run away. But then the phone started ringing. I yelled to my sisters in the other room not to answer it, but it went off again.
Oh, my God.
I looked at the 11-year-old brother who, unlike the little ones, knew the mistake we had made. Now it's we. I had no other choice but to run around the house and unplug each landline Skype phone.
You're just compounding it.
I had no other choice.
I had no other choice.
I had no other choice is the beginning of everybody's autobiography of fucked up shit they did. Or just like you had literally a million other choices. Yeah. Karen. After that, we watched a movie and pretended the events of the evening never happened. My parents and the kids' parents came home shortly after, and everything was fine. No one said anything about our night's activities, and I plugged the phones back in before going to bed. I want to note that while living overseas, we did in fact have a phone with a U.S. number. It was a Skype phone with a U.S. number attached to it. Now, in order to have a U.S.-based number, it has to be connected to a U.S. address. So the next morning, my mother sat down at the dining room table after getting off the phone and turned to my dad and sisters and I, saying, "The most wild thing happened. When Grandma got home from ballet last night, the police were surrounding her house."
Oh, no. Back in the U.S.? Oh, no.
I had forgotten that the address attached to our phone was my grandmother's. The police asked if she was all right, saying a 911 call had been tracked back to her address. Luckily, my grandma had been out all evening, so they just chalked it up to a misunderstanding.
Hold on. Grandma was at ballet?
Grandma was at ballet, if not teaching ballet class.
She's probably a young grandma, a young hip grandma, a young hip hop. I bet she has hip hop on Tuesdays, ballet on Wednesdays.
Modern jazz on Thursdays.
Zumba Fridays.
And then it's church all weekend. I bet you're wondering if in that moment I confessed to the call. No, of course I didn't. It was only many years later, as an adult drinking wine with my parents, that I told them the real story of what happened. They took it well, but that could have been the wine. Thank you for all that you and the Exactly Right team do. And shout out to my friend Leah, who I got hooked on to the podcast.
Yay.
It's not a thank you to Leah for getting them hooked on the podcast. It's a you're welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome, Leah.
Stay sexy and don't Google celebrity phone numbers. They're almost always wrong. Kendall.
Some fucker put that number in Reddit and was like, call this number.
Try here. 911.
I definitely called New Kids on the Block, 900 line when I was a kid and definitely got in trouble for that.
What did you think you wanted to talk about or say?
I thought they'd fall in love with me if they knew. They didn't know about me yet, so they hadn't fallen in love with me. But if they finally knew about me, then they'd be in love with me.
They would finally know the personality that they were waiting for.
Right. And it's like, this whole time you've been writing songs about me and you didn't even know it. I let them know.
Let me solve your yearning issue. The songs won't even be necessary anymore.
Surprise, it's me. I'm wearing fucking bicycle shorts and a fucking...
And a choker.
No, this is Little Georgia.
Oversized water park shirt.
What was that one shirt called? Hypercolor shirt.
Oh, yes.
Okay. For the first time ever in my life, actually, I have reading glasses. I'm the last of my family, the last Jewish person
Let's build it up a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, Georgia Hardstark is going from 20/20 vision to now, what is it, 2035? Does it go higher or lower?
I think it goes higher. It's still really good, but it's just not good enough.
Maybe 2040?
Yeah. So here we go.
If you just work on it, maybe you can get back.
How do you clean these?
You wipe them on your T-shirt is what I would say, but that any optometrist would be furious that I would be saying.
If I look stupid, I won't wear them because that's what I care about. Whoa, I can see.
Right?
Holy shit.
Glasses work.
I'm not going to read you the subject line, but it's fucked up. Oh, don't look. Podcast besties. I've never really considered writing in, but when this happened, I needed to tell you. My dad, Leroy, died a few weeks ago. He was 87. We weren't close.
Oh, okay.
This person doesn't care. My parents divorced when I was 8, and he'd been remarried to my stepmom for over 20 years. And while I would see them once or twice a year, we didn't impact each other's daily lives.
Well, best case scenario for a grief situation.
Right. Anyone can be a parent. Cut to my dad's funeral. I had barely walked in and signed the guest book when an older gentleman just behind me, reading my name, boomed, "You're Adam?" and shook my hand to introduce himself and his wife. "I'm Fred. I was a coworker and friend of your dad's." I could hardly get a word in. He enthusiastically told me work stories and how the two couples had traveled to the British Virgin Islands and sailed a catamaran together.
Wow.
Fred was excited to send me his photos once he got home, so he typed his email address into my phone, and I pushed send. I excused myself to visit with a parade of long unseen relatives, making my way into the chapel, my dad's open casket at the head of the room. As the service began, I settled into the front row seat next to my siblings. The chaplain called for anyone who'd like to speak, and Fred stepped forward. This is a celebration, he proclaimed, followed by his work and catamaran stories. Fred mentioned how he and my dad would often meet up for lunch to one-up each other's travel stories. His speech closed with, "Godspeed, Leroy, and hold the door open for the rest of us." Fred walked back to his seat a few rows behind me. My stepmom followed and had only taken the podium for a few minutes when a series of loud and terrible noises echoed. And then it says, "Yak, yak, yak." The service halted, and everyone's head turned towards the sound. "Is Fred okay?" my stepmom asked to the bewildered room. Fred had slumped forward in his pew, and the noises had stopped. Subdued panic ensued. 2 men lifted and carried Fred to the central aisle between the pews, laid him on the floor, and started CPR as we waited for paramedics to arrive.
Oh, no.
Fred was unresponsive. This is called death at a funeral.
Oh, my God. Okay. I'm so sorry. I was confused because when you said yak, 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 I thought Fred was like heckling the stepmother where I'm like, well, that's
yak, yak.
Yes.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
A trio of paramedics assembled a stretcher under Fred and placed a compression machine over his chest and started an IV. As the medics wheeled Fred down the aisle, his wife yelled, "Don't stop that machine!" And they were all gone, leaving us mourners paralyzed in shock.
What would you even do?
Right. I looked at the funeral home employees for guidance, wondering, do we keep going? Do we reschedule the funeral? How long do we have this place for? Is there a funeral after us? A cousin took the podium and took charge, and the funeral was back on track. Following more speeches, prayers, and songs, my dad's casket was wheeled into the back of a hearse. As the chaplain was giving the final prayer for my father at the gravesite, he announced that we would also have a separate prayer for Fred, who didn't make it.
Oh, my God.
He followed. He's like, "I'm going to leave the door open for us." And Leroy was like, "Got you."
And if it was a movie, he would be walking back to his seat and like sit down and then be like, "Hey, buddy." And he'd be like, "What?"
Right.
Like, I
Be
did
careful
what you asked.
wish for. Yeah. I guess Fred had pulled the ultimate one-up on my dad by, all caps, dying at his funeral.
God damn.
Because remember he was saying how they do one-up stories about their trips?
Yeah,
This
the
is
ultimate
trip. I hope my dad, quote, held the door open for him. The last email in my phone was to Fred, who had promised to send me photos, a somber reminder that time is never guaranteed. Stay sexy and hold the door open. Adam, he, him.
Adam, oh my God.
I love that this happened, and the first thing he thought was, I have to tell Karen and Georgia about it. That's my favorite.
I mean, I would say absolutely that funeral goes on.
Yeah.
Because that isn't the thing that's finalizing and making anything.
Right.
It's just an observation, and you're observing it maybe even more.
And he wasn't dead yet. Like, he wasn't fully
They didn't
pronounced
know.
dead.
Yeah.
So you got to keep going.
You just got to keep going in the gray.
Adam's dad gave him a gift when he left, which is a story for the Minisode.
A story. But then also it is a nice idea because I've heard many, and like even in our family, stories about people coming to get other people. So
Yeah.
Fred got picked up.
Totally. I love it.
What if he's like, I can't go. It's my funeral. I'm sitting over here trying to listen to my compliments.
We know so much more about our skin than we used to.
10 years ago, no one in America knew what a skin barrier was.
It's time to take care of your skin with CeraVe.
CeraVe facial cleansers don't strip the skin. They strengthen the skin barrier from day one.
Formulated with 3 essential ceramides, hyaluronic acid, and niacinamide to provide long-lasting hydration and 12-hour oil control. I've been using CeraVe for over a decade, I would think. And now it's getting super trendy. And I don't know why, it just makes me proud that something I've used for so long is cool on socials now. But it really does work. And that's why it's been around so long.
No matter your skin type or concern, CeraVe has facial cleansers perfect for you and your skin barrier.
CeraVe is the #1 dermatologist recommended cleanser brand and offers a range of facial cleansers for all skin types. Find yours.
Goodbye.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace.
Every successful small business starts with someone saying, I wonder if people would actually buy this.
Squarespace gives you everything you need to find out.
From consultations to events and experiences, you can showcase your skills with a customizable website designed to attract clients and grow your business.
With Squarespace's collection of cutting-edge design tools, anyone can build a beautiful, professional online presence that perfectly fits their brand or business.
Get paid on time with professional invoices and online payments. Plus, Streamline your workflow with built-in appointment scheduling and email marketing tools.
Head to squarespace.com/murder for a free trial.
And when you're ready to launch, use offer code MURDER to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Goodbye.
Buying clothes is easy. That's why everyone's always doing it.
But finding clothes you actually want to wear is the hard part.
Get all your favorite elevated essentials at Quince.
Quince specializes in effortless, high-quality essentials like ultra-soft organic cotton and premium Mongolian cashmere sweaters. They're beautifully tailored and built to last. And it's not just apparel. Quince also brings that same everyday elevation to everything they offer, from hotel-quality bedding and bath to kitchen staples, essentials, and thoughtfully designed furniture.
They work directly with ethical factories, so you're paying for quality, not brand markup.
It's so true that they have wonderful items that aren't just clothes. I have like 3 of their 100% mulberry silk pillowcases. I've bought throws from there. I've bought bedding from there. And it is just as great quality as their clothes and super affordable.
Upgrade your everyday.
Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/MFM. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns.
Now available in Canada and the UK too.
QUINCE.com/MFM.
Goodbye. Okay. The subject line of this email is red flags and online dating. Greetings to Frank and only Frank. About 6 years ago, I was engaged in the world of online dating. And then in parentheses, it says, yikes. 99% of the time, I did all the smart things. Only meet in public places, don't tell people my number or address until I get to know them in person, have an escape plan, etc. Then I started talking to this one guy, and we hit it off instantly. After only about 2 days of messaging, I threw all caution to the wind. That's what people do.
Love.
Ugh. For some reason, I decided that our first date should be at my house. I told him my address. I know. I mean, that's the thing, though. It's like, you're positive.
Yeah.
I told him my address. We exchanged numbers, and I offered to make a fancy dinner. I mean,
no.
In all the playbooks, you're doing this as wrong as you can.
Third date, at least.
And you don't cook?
No.
Relevant information. I live in farm country. Between my house and the paved road are sprawling acres of corn and soybeans on one side of the gravel driveway and dense woods, perfect for burying evidence on the other. The cell service is iffy at best.
This is a fucking horror movie.
My date arrived just before dusk, called nervously from my driveway, and I literally said, haha, this is creepy. Please don't be a murderer. He pulled up and I cheerfully invited him inside. At that exact moment, as though we were in the opening act of a horror movie, the power on the entire property went out. A sane person would have gotten right the fuck out of there, but instead we stood outside awkwardly and visited my goats until it got too dark to see. He was clearly about to leave when the power came back on. I casually said, great, come on in and we'll have dinner.
No.
Just rolling with whatever the electricity wants you to do. He agreed, but as I recall, it was a very quiet meal. To this day, I still don't know what was wrong with either of us. And of course, I would never do this in a post-MFM world. Okay. Yeah, I mean, hey, that feels good. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we got married this past January and just so perfectly done.
Love it.
Just well done.
Yeah.
And despite our many bizarre hobbies, neither of us has turned out to be a catfishing murderer yet. Thanks for everything you do. I finally started going to therapy a year ago, thanks in part to your show. Stay sexy, and if you're going to lure a stranger into a dark cornfield, make sure it's your soulmate. Aww. Casey Norton. Thank you for a beautiful email,
Casey
Norton.
You still don't know if it's a long con.
Oh,
you know?
You sap. You fell for it. You're in the 5-year scheme.
That's right, the 5-year serial killer. Okay, I'm not going to read you the line of this one. This feels good. I feel smart.
You're going to start finessing how you take them off and put them back on.
I'm going to rip them off.
Yep.
If there's any glasses companies who want to sponsor us. Hi, MFM, longtime listener, full-time lover of the pod. 6 years ago, I moved from rural Massachusetts to New Orleans to escape my abusive ex and start over. One night, after a lovely evening with friends, it was time to head home. I got in my car, but hadn't locked the doors. I turned up my music pretty loud and was in my own world, unaware someone had been watching me. A moment later, a man in a face mask opened my passenger door, jumped in, held a gun to my side, and demanded everything I had. I guess I was pretty fed up with brazen men that year, so I began screaming profanities at him with an intensity and volume neither of us expected. This is called What Not to Do During a Carjacking.
That's right.
Is the subject line of this one. He began screaming back, demanding my cell phone. It was a crappy old Android, but I was so broke and had just paid it off, so I yelled, "Fuck you, no, I need this phone." After more yelling, he gave up on the phone and demanded my wallet. I yelled that I had no cash and I was just going to cancel my credit cards anyway. We both continued screaming at each other.
We were married this past January.
And now I was nearly blacked out on adrenaline, and Taylor Swift's I Think He Knows was still blasting full volume.
Oh, that's very creepy.
It was all pretty overstimulating, to say the least. When I got not carjacked, but like harassed by this this driver, it was like a road rage thing where he came at me. I hadn't like turned down what I was listening to. So Tina Fey's memoir
Bossy
is
Pants?
blasting on the taking video of him because I'm terrified. And all you hear is Tina Fey's Bossy Pants just blasting.
She's like, no crying in the workplace.
Right.
Yeah.
My brain finally engaged and I thought, girl, what are you doing arguing with this man? Just get out of the car. So I pushed open my door and ran about 30 feet before I realized he wasn't following me. He just wanted my car. I stopped and watched him slide into the driver's seat, ready to see my beloved old Honda peel away, but nothing happened. I heard the grinding of gears and realized he can't drive a stick shift. Do you think you'd check that first?
What?
A carjacker would.
I think it's like this assumed thing, like they're so rare anymore, maybe.
Carjackers, write in and let us know what your tips and tricks are.
Let us know how you make these decisions.
He jumped out of the car, screamed, "You can have it!" and sprinted away into the night. This is so funny, but this is so terrifying and awful. Lock your door the minute you get in, drive away, don't start music.
If someone wants your car, give them your fucking car.
Give them your car, your phone, your
don't
wallet.
Fight. It's not cute to scream.
No.
It's not. But I like that this person is like, I did it wrong and there's other things going on, like an adrenaline rush. Like, this is a situation where you can't always control and make those decisions.
The subject line is literally what not to do during carjacking, so they know. I called 911 because it seemed like the right thing to do, but it's New Orleans, so it rang for quite a while until a nice lady picked up. After I explained what happened, the dispatcher laughed and said, "So he didn't take anything and you're not hurt and he's gone. Okay, my baby. Well, you have a good night." And that was that. That's so New Orleans, baby. A couple days later, I saw an advisory story on the news about how to survive a carjacking. For future reference, you should stay calm and not resist, especially if they have a weapon. Get a gun. Yeah. So I can't recommend my method. I know I was lucky to get out unharmed, except for some light trauma to add to my collection. Stay sexy, lock your doors, and if you're going to do crime, at least learn how to drive a stick. In New Orleans.
You're so right. And you know what sucks about that too is like we're correcting it on that side, but we're also not. A's experience is horrifying and not their fault. And you know what I mean?
Totally.
Being in that situation, you're not going like, well, I'm going to either choose A or B. It's like you just kind of have a reaction.
I mean, it's all on Taylor Swift. Really.
It really comes back. And when the lawsuit is served.
Right. To us for saying that, for defamation.
Directly to us.
We know so much more about our skin than we used to.
10 years ago, no one in America knew what a skin barrier was.
It's time to take care of your skin with CeraVe.
CeraVe facial cleansers don't strip the skin. They strengthen the skin barrier from day one.
Formulated with 3 essential ceramides, hyaluronic acid, and niacinamide to provide long-lasting hydration and 12-hour oil control. I've been using CeraVe for over a decade, I would think. And now it's getting super trendy. And I don't know why, it just makes me proud that something I've used for so long is cool on socials now. But it really does work. And that's why it's been around so long.
No matter your skin type or concern, CeraVe has facial cleansers perfect for you and your skin barrier.
CeraVe is the #1 dermatologist recommended cleanser brand and offers a range of facial cleansers for all skin types. Find yours.
Goodbye.
The right piece of furniture can completely change your room.
And your life. It's amazing what one good couch can do for morale.
And that's why there's Article.
Article makes it effortless to create a stylish, long-lasting home at an unbeatable price.
They take great care in curating their collection, focusing on pieces that stand the test of time. There's no filler. Every item is chosen for its craftsmanship, design, and lasting value.
And with Article's 30-day satisfaction guarantee, you can shop with confidence, knowing that if you're not completely in love with your new furniture, you can easily return
return it.
I recently needed to replace my old outdoor dining room table and chairs. So, of course, I went straight to Article. They have the Sarik outdoor dining set. I got it in khaki green. It's such a cute, like minty green. It looks so good in my backyard. I can't wait to have alfresco dinners all summer. You know, we can carve pumpkins on it in fall. It's so beautiful. Article knocked it out of the park once again.
Article's offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
To claim, visit article.com/murder, and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout.
That's article.com/murder for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
Goodbye. Get into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event and get away with a deal so right, it almost feels wrong.
Right now, you can get great deals on Hyundai's most popular models, from hybrids to EVs and more.
Score on the adventure-ready SUVs like the Hyundai Kona, Tucson, Santa Fe, or Palisade, or the bold and tech-inspired Elantra.
And the most advanced and capable Sonata or Sonata Hybrid yet. Or go all-electric with the Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 9.
But getting away with a great deal is just the beginning, because every new Hyundai is backed by America's Best Warranty.
Which means you can shop with confidence and drive with unrivaled peace of mind.
So get down to your local Hyundai dealer and get away with a deal you'll truly love, but don't wait.
The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event won't be around for long.
Visit HyundaiUSA.com now for details.
Goodbye. Okay, my last one is a delight. I'm not going to read you the subject line. It says, "Hello, chickadees. I love you, but I hope you already know that." Okay, on to the story. Perfect. Perfect. When I was 9 years old, my brother entered a contest on something called Speaker's Corner in Vancouver, British Columbia. Now, I heard about these from my Canadian friends when they moved to LA in the 90s.
Was it an old school thing?
It's an old school thing from the news, but then they also did it on Much Music, which is Canada's MTV.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen to this. Speaker's Corner. We had Speaker's Corner booths all over Vancouver and the surrounding suburbs. They kind of look like ATMs, and you'd put in a toonie, a $2 Canadian coin, and record a message into the booth for 60 seconds.
Okay.
So you just basically got to go in there and be like, here's how I feel. Highlights from the Speaker's Corner booths aired on a TV show on our local news station every Friday night. You'd get a nice mixture of drunk women in BCBG skirts, mediocre guitar playing, and people passing on messages to their grandmas.
That's cute.
And then it says, it was a big deal. I would watch that show all day and night.
Yeah.
The news station announced a contest to celebrate the opening of the Tower of Terror ride at Disneyland. To enter the contest, you had to record a video at Speaker's Corner pretending that you just got off the ride, talking about what the trip was like. The winner would get an all-expense-paid trip to Disneyland for their family on opening weekend of the ride.
Wow.
Then come on the local morning show following the trip and report back.
That's huge.
My brother decided to enter, so we went to the mall, got ice cream from the food court, and then got down to business. My 12-year-old brother approached the booth with chocolate ice cream smeared across his face. He put in his toonie, waited for the recording countdown, then proceeded to say, "Wow, I just got off the Tower of Terror at Disneyland, and man, if your favorite saying is the family that barfs together stays together, you will love this ride. Okay, bye." That was his message.
Okay.
Fast forward a month or so, and the news station called my mom to share that my brother had made it to the top 10, and the winner would be announced the next morning. We woke up early, sat right in front of our TV, and waited for them to air the 10 best submissions. To our surprise, there was no top 10. They just said, "And the winner is," and his video flashed across the screen.
Oh, my God.
My brother won. We couldn't believe it. He was a local celebrity, and then it just says, "Barf Kid." We were flown from Vancouver to Anaheim, put up at the Disneyland Hotel, which is the best.
Yeah.
And we got to experience the park for the first time. We were camping kids and hadn't stayed at a hotel that wasn't a Best Western before that trip, so this was a big deal. Before the park opened, a little old man walked us up to the front gates, took out a key, and let us in. What kind of Willy Wonka fucking bullshit is that?
Seriously.
Have you ever gotten to do that?
No.
You're a citizen of Anaheim.
Kicked out of Disneyland. They've escorted me out, not in.
Ma'am, the park was completely empty except for us and the camera crew. My brother started to get super nervous. He wasn't sure if he wanted to ride it, especially with a camera in his face and the looming possibility of actual barf. He finally got up the courage to get on the ride, and he did not barf, but he didn't ride it again. It is a really good ride.
Yeah, it is.
When we returned from the trip, he was a guest on the morning news show. The anchor asked him what he thought of Tower of Terror, clearly hoping that he'd give it a rave review. He took a breath, looked at the camera, and said, it wasn't for me. I did a little reenactment.
Little shit. Yeah, that was great.
It wasn't for me.
A 12-year-old boy.
A 12-year-old boy. We went back to Disneyland years later without the cameras and back at Old Faithful Best Western, and we all rode Tower of Terror about 6 times in a row. We loved it. Maybe it is true that the family that almost barfs together stays together. Stay sexy and don't be afraid to make your TV debut with ice cream on your face. Fiona.
Wow, that's such a great gimmick. I love that.
So smart.
So smart and so cute.
And it's so like, yeah, kids need to remember for stuff like that, if they're giving away a trip, get in there. They want to give it to a kid.
They do, totally. They don't want to give it to some fucking 23-year-old drunk guy who's...
Yeah, or some mom who's like, I'm going to choreograph a dance and we'll all do it as a family.
Okay, not going to read you this. Dear Karen and Georgia, this is a story about my stepdad, Joe. Joe is and then it's in title font, snack enthusiast.
Me too.
Me too. Always having a chocolate bar or bag of crisps shoved down the side of the sofa. And it says, one time as a teenager, I got off the couch and had a whole Twix stuck to my thigh. Stuck to my tights. Gross. He also has...
I disagree.
It's exciting. It could be a lot worse than that.
Yeah, for real.
He also has a million stories about almost being jumped in Glasgow in the 80s, and this one is my favorite. Glasgow in the 80s was a dangerous fucking place to be.
Listen, there's some of the best people in the world in Glasgow, but they were having a serious heroin problem around that time.
Heroin and British people problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were not happy about either of them. One night, when he was in his early 20s, he was walking home through a bad area and bought a Mars bar for the journey. And then it says, I believe UK Mars bar equals US Milky Way.
That's correct.
Right.
I can confirm.
Okay. Unwrapping the Mars bar, he noticed a group of people up ahead, but only realized too late that they were the type to land you in the hospital for literally any reason if you encountered them. Hooligans, what?
Hooligans, and also just to give a little perspective, and I probably said this already, but I did get to live in Glasgow for 3 months.
Right.
And there was a thing there with the young people when they would go out to clubs. You didn't wear a jacket no matter how cold it was outside. You had to look like hard, like you could just withstand the weather. So girls would be standing outside in like 40-degree weather. And, just like standing there in their dress, like acting like they weren't cold.
Did you see a lot of fights?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the post-club scene at the local Chinese place was incredible.
Wow.
Incredible viewing.
Oh, my God. Amazing. Yeah. So they became aware of him and started circling and hurling abuse at him. Joe, knowing that he was minutes from having his head kicked in, felt his legs turn to stone and he could not move. They accused Joe of getting with one of their girlfriends so that they had an excuse to jump him. Unable to speak, Joe just kept on eating his Mars bar. Now, Joe has a very specific way of eating a Mars bar that begins with him nibbling the chocolate off all the sides like a beaver, then peeling the caramel off with his teeth before eating the remaining nougat. That's how I eat Twix.
Do you?
Yeah.
Layer by layer?
Only alone. I won't do it in front of anyone. Yeah. So this is what he did while this pack of hounds harassed him. Suddenly, miraculously, the guys backed down and slouched off, probably to go beat up some other sucker. And after finally getting feeling back in his legs, Joe ran straight home. So he's just standing there eating this Mars bar. The next morning, he was walking through the Barras, a big market in the east end of Glasgow.
The Barras.
Where he kept passing people who shot him a big thumbs up and nods of respect. He had no idea what they were doing and just shrugged it off until he met a friend that exclaimed, "You're a mad bastard," when he saw Joe. Confused, Joe asked him what the fuck he was talking about. His friend replied, quote, "Eating a Mars bar like that when you're about to get jumped?" Exclamation mark. Apparently, when Joe didn't respond to their taunts and kept on eating his chocolate bar like a beaver, the group had decided he was a stone-cold psychopath who wasn't worth crossing and bounced before he did them any damage before going on to tell everyone in town that he was not to be messed with.
Yes. Ideal situation.
I know. Joe felt like a local celebrity all morning, and he got to keep his kneecaps. All around a great day, I imagine. Good job on the pod, Heart, SSDGM. Good job on the pod. Martha.
God, Martha, thank you.
Tell Joe we say, good job.
Just hi.
Hi.
What's up? Also, if you were from Glasgow and you want to tell us what it was really like in the 80s, because we don't really know what we're talking about, that's always a given.
Sure.
And we would love to hear. I mean, any stories of any kind.
Yeah. At myfavoritemurder@gmail. Send them in to us if you need them, please. This is what happens.
This is what it is, and we can't do it without you.
Yeah, good job on the pod.
Stay sexy.
And don't get murdered.
Goodbye.
Elvis, do you want a cookie?
This has been an Exactly Right production.
Our senior producer is Molly Smith, and our associate producer is Tessa Hughes.
Our editor is Aristotle Acevedo.
This episode was mixed by Liana Squilacci.
Email your hometowns to myfavoritemurder@gmail.com.
Follow the show on Instagram at myfavoritemurder.
Listen to My Favorite Murder on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And now you can watch My Favorite Murder on Netflix.
And when you're there, hit the double thumbs up and the remind me buttons. That's the best way you can support our show. Goodbye.
Hey everybody, here's the thing about other home security systems. They're all designed for after the window breaks, after someone's inside, after you get the notification, after the police come. SimpliSafe is the first system designed for before, stopping a break-in before it even begins.
That's right. Unlike traditional security systems that only alert you after a break-in is already underway, SimpliSafe is designed to help prevent the crime before it starts. Their cameras can detect suspicious activity at the perimeter and alert live U.S.-based agents. Then SimpliSafe's agents assess the threat, intervene, speak through the camera to scare off the intruders, and call for 911 dispatch.
That's right, and SimpliSafe has been protecting your world for 20 years, everybody. So celebrate their anniversary and save 60% on your new SimpliSafe system at simplisafe.com/stuff. That's 60% off, you guys, at simplisafe.com/stuff. Plus, when you order, write in our show name and the How Did You Hear About Us survey to let them know that we sent you. Don't forget, there's no safe like SimpliSafe.
I'm Nancy Glass, host of the Burden of Guilt Season 3 podcast. This is a story about a horrendous situation that destroyed 2 families. It's a scorched earth war that shows just how far someone will go to get what they want.
Cindy said I had to choose between the truth and my family, and I had to choose the truth.
Listen to Season 3 of Burden of Guilt on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Betrayal Weekly is back with brand new stories. From threatening text messages disturbing a small Midwestern town.
It was from an unknown number. Who else is getting these messages? Why did it start with us?
To long cons and stolen identities.
Who lies about being this sick? This was the last time I ever believed a word she said.
Listen to Betrayal Weekly on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.